Hey, this is Scott at Fire Breathing Christian, and in wake of recent revelations that the second Kavanaugh accuser has just admitted clearly and plainly that she just lied, made it all up. And remember, this happened in the context of entire movements being spawned and rolling across the culture. The Believe All Women movement, the Believe All Victims, which, of course, first what we're supposed to do is presume that a professed victim is actually a victim and then assume that they're telling the truth about the crime in question. No presumption of innocence on the part of the accused, ever, never, never, especially when the accused is a man, and doubly especially so if they're a conservative or Republican man. All of these things thrown out the window. We've had a huge movement sweep the nation, spearheaded by increasingly, obviously insane leftists and feminists that would have us to treat women, leftist women, is the unspoken truth there, because of course all the women who accused Bill Clinton, no big deal there, right? Yeah. But leftist women are just to be believed when they make accusations. And now we have this happening, this revelation that the second Kavanaugh accuser was flat out lying. She's admitted it. And there's a lot that can and already has been explored by a lot of people in this. But the point that I want to focus on is very simple and clear, is that we need to understand clearly, without confusion, delusion, or distraction, that what leftists are arguing for is for them to have a license to rape, a license to pillage. They believe that leftist women, should have the power, by virtue of being leftist women, they should have the power to, with impunity, rape and pillage the reputations of any conservative man in particular, but really anyone getting in the way of the SJW leftist narrative. They believe that. They believe they should be able to rape with impunity. And how ironic is that? But that is what it comes down to, and we can't lose sight of it. And for those who are a little squeamish about the word there, rape, that's one of the general definitions of rape is, and I'm getting this just at dictionary.com, but you can find this elsewhere as well. The third definition listed at dictionary is an act of plunder, violence, seizure, or abuse, despoliation, or violation. And if that is not what happened to Brett Kavanaugh, I don't know what is. You know, this woman literally tried to destroy his life. She just made it up. And that's one thing, a crazy, self-absorbed, destructive, evil, wicked creature doing this sort of thing. But for that evil, wicked, destructive creature to have the support of millions of similarly insane and evil people who are perfectly comfortable throwing away the presumption of innocence, trampling the concept of innocence, any sort of standards of decency or fairness, all just in the mad dash pursuit of power. These people, they're rape advocates. There's no way around it. That is not a stretch of the language here. The left is attempting by any means necessary, any means that using any tool that they're allowed to get their hands on, they will rape and they will pillage. They're making that plain. So let's not forget it. I mean, we'll read through a little of this article for those who are not up to speed on the basic story here. But the principle here that we don't want to lose sight of is, for all the details and the particulars of this specific case, understand what the leftists who are pushing for us to just blindly believe these women, understand they're pushing for a license for them to rape with impunity. That's what they're after. The article here, this one is at Zero Hedge. A Kentucky woman who accused Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh of rape. I mean, man, how ironic. Accused him of rape has been referred to the Department of Justice after she admitted that she lied. The woman, Judy Monroe Layton, took credit for contacting the office of Senator Camilla Harris, Democrat, California, as Jane Doe from Oceanside, California. Jane Doe claimed, without naming a time or place, that Kavanaugh and a friend had raped her, quote, several times each, end quote, in the back seat of a car. Harris referred the letter to the committee for investigation. Quote, they forced me to go into the back seat and took 2 turns raping me several times each. They dropped me off 2 blocks from my home, wrote Monroe Layton, claiming that the pair told her, quote, no one will believe you if you tell. Be a good girl, end quote. Well, in this climate that the left is fomenting, everyone should automatically believe her or anyone else. even when they're making it up, as long as it furthers the leftist NPC SJW narrative, as long as it advances cultural Marxism, identity politics, and attacks conservatives or Republicans. That's the bottom line here. And then Trump, of course, tweeted on this appropriately. A vicious accuser of Justice Kavanaugh has just admitted that she was lying. Her story was totally made up or fake. Can you imagine if he didn't become a justice of the Supreme Court because of her disgusting false statements? What about the others? Where are the Democrats on this? And I'll tell you where most leftists are, most of the hardcore left, they want a license to rape. And for those of you who are kind of in the middle or a little squishy on this or a little confused, some women maybe on the left are somehow thinking that this is about gender. I'm just talking about basic standards of justice and fairness that should apply to everyone. No identity politics. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're on the right side of the political spectrum, the left, or anywhere in between. Basic standards. When you see a group that's advocating for setting aside, jettisoning, by using emotions to manipulate people into a frenzy so that they throw away due process, the presumption of innocence, they're pursuing a license to rape, a license to pillage with impunity. That's what's going on here. So, we're in an election year, about to have an election now. This is something we need to keep in mind front and center as a very clear indicator of the character of the left. I mean, there are a lot of rotten apples on the right, too, but this is amazing what the left has become. Imagine these people with power. Any power they're given, they will use to rape, pillage, and destroy anyone and anything standing between them and the advancement of their cultural Marxist identity politics agenda, the narrative. So keep that in mind. The left has done us a great favor. As horrible as this situation was with Kavanaugh, the left has spoken very clearly and brought a lot of light to their nature, their character. And we have no excuse. We can't pretend not to know now that these people literally want to be able to rape anyone on the opposing side in any way possible with impunity. That's what they're after. A license to pillage, a license to rape. If you appreciated this video and you want to support what we're doing, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the little bell icon so that you can be notified every time we post a new video, which we're hoping to do regularly on a daily basis from here on out on this subject and related subjects. Thank you very much for your support. Without it, we can't continue to do this.